everyone, on today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this really cute mesh bag, and I'll be showing you step by step how to crochet this, so don't forget to like and comment your thoughts to let me know what you think. So with that said, thank you so much for being here, and let's get started with the tutorial. So before we start, I just want to say that I do have a written pattern and it's going to be linked in the description down below. To make this bag, you're going to need 100% cotton yarn, and it's a weight 4 yarn, and you're going to need a total of 180 grams. With that, you're going to need a 5mm hook. You're also going to need a couple of stitch markers and a darning needle to weave in your ends, and that's pretty much all you need. So we can now get started with the tutorial. To start, we're going to make a slip knot. So to do that, grab your yarn and roll it on your fingers like this, making an X shape. Then you're going to grab your hook, pass it underneath here, and grab the yarn over here. Turn your fingers and take them off and pull. Then you can pull again to adjust it to your hook. Once you're done making your slip knot, we're going to start chaining, and we're going to chain 48. So to chain, you have to yarn over your hook and pull through. So this is one chain. The loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Yarn over, pull through, that's 2. Yarn over, pull through, that's 3. Yarn over, pull through, 4. So you're going to do that over and over again until you have 48 chains on your hook. Okay, so here I'm done making my 48 chains. We're now going to start crocheting in the back bars of the chain. So this is the front of your chain. If you turn it around, you're going to see that there are little bumps, and these are the back bars of the chains. So what we're going to do is we're first going to skip the first back bar and insert our hook in the second one. So skip the first, insert your hook in the second back bar, just like this, and make a single crochet. So yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 to make your single crochet, and we're going to do that all across. So we're going to go over to the next back bar, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Next back bar, insert your hook, make a single crochet. Next back bar, insert your hook, single crochet. So go ahead and make single crochets all across. I have one last single crochet here to make at the end. And here I'm done with my row 1. In row 1, you should have a total of 47 single crochets. And I forgot to tell you guys, but we're now working on the base of the bag, and we're gonna have to make 8 rows of single crochets. So this was row 1, and we have 7 more to go to have a total of 8 rows of single crochets. To start row 2, we're going to chain 1. So yarn over your hook and pull through to make a chain and turn your work. On row 2, we're once again going to make single crochets all across the row. To do that, we're going to skip the chain we just made and insert our hook in the first stitch of the row. So skip the chain and insert your hook in the first stitch. Just like this. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and here's your single crochet. So insert your hook in the next stitch like this and make your single crochet. Next stitch, insert your hook, single crochet, and so go ahead and repeat this all across your row. Here I'm done with my second row. I have a total of 47 single crochets all across. To start row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to repeat the same thing. So we're going to skip the chain we just made and insert our hook in the first stitch of the row and make a single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet. So you're gonna repeat that all across your row. Here I'm done with my third row, and as I said before, we have to make a total of 8 rows. So you can go ahead and make 5 more rows, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so here I'm done making my 8 rows of single crochets. So we're now done making the base of our bag. We're now going to start crocheting the body of the bag, going around the base. So go ahead and grab yourself 2 stitch markers. Take 1 stitch marker and put it in the last stitch you just made over here. just like this. The next step is going to be to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're now going to make 7 double crochets on the side here. And to know where to insert your hook, you have to pull a little bit your work, and you're going to see that there's little holes on the sides. As I said, if you pull on it, the holes are going to be easier to see. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're now going to make our first double crochet. To double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the first hole right in here, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to put a stitch marker there in your first stitch. All right, so that's 1. We're gonna make 6 more double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next hole, and make a double crochet. Yarn over, next hole, insert your hook, double crochet. Here we have 3. Yarn over, next hole, double crochet 4. Next hole 5, next hole 6, and last hole here 7. Here we have our 7 double crochets. The next step is going to be to chain 1. So yarn over, pull through, chain 1. We're now going to continue making double crochets, inserting our hook in these stitches over here at the bottom. We're gonna work always making 7 double crochets followed by a chain 1. So here we're going to yarn over, insert our hook in the first stitch here, like this. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. We're going to yarn over and insert our hook in the next stitch here, like this. Yarn over, pull through, and make our double crochet. So here we have 2 double crochets. Here's 3 double crochets, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The next step is to chain 1. So here we've chained 1. We're going to skip the next stitch and make our next double crochet in the stitch right after. So skip this one, insert your hook in the next stitch, and make your double crochet in there. And once again, we're going to make 7 double crochets followed by a chain 1. All right, so here I've made 7 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip a stitch and insert my hook in the next one. So yarn over, skip the stitch, insert my hook in the stitch right after, and make my double crochet, just like this. So go ahead and repeat this pattern until you reach the last stitch here at the corner. Here I made my last 7 double crochets. So the next step is going to be to chain 1 again. And now we're going to make 7 double crochets on this side. Now again, to be able to see the holes you have to crochet in, you can pull a little bit on your work, but this time start counting on this corner here, your 7 holes. So my first hole is right in here, my second hole is here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So don't insert your hook again in here. Your first hole is right in here, not here. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next hole, not here, right in here, and make your double crochet, just like this. Yarn over, go over to the next hole, make a double crochet, next hole, double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in here. All right, so now that we're done making our 7 double crochets, we're going to chain 1. So now that we've chained one, we're gonna start making 7 double crochets again, and we're gonna crochet in these stitches over here. So my first stitch is here. I'm going to make a double crochet in it. So here's my first double crochet. I'm gonna make another single crochet in the next stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now that my 7 double crochets are done, I'm going to chain 1 and repeat the pattern until I reach my stitch marker over here. Here I'm almost done with this side. I made 6 double crochets here. I'm going to take off my stitch marker and make one last double crochet. So here I'm going to make my double crochet where that stitch marker was. So here we have our 7 double crochets. What we're gonna do now is chain 1. We're gonna take back our stitch marker and place it in this chain 1. So like this through the 2 loops of your chain 1. And now we're going to slip stitch in the first stitch of the round, which is where this blue stitch marker is. So you can take off your stitch marker, insert your hook where that stitch marker was, yarn over, pull through, and pull through again to make your slip stitch. Take back your stitch marker and place it back where it was in the first stitch, just like this. We're now done with round 1, and we're now going to start round 2. Every time we start a new round, we have to chain 2. So yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. What's special about this pattern is that every time we start a new row, we have to turn our work. So as you guys can see here, I have my yellow stitch marker facing my right hand and my blue stitch marker facing my left hand. We're now going to turn our work. So I'm going to turn my work just like this. And now my blue stitch marker is facing my right hand and my yellow stitch marker is facing my left hand. Another thing you have to notice is that we're always going to have a stitch marker on a double crochet, and the other stitch marker is always going to be in a chain 1. Whenever you start a new round and your stitch marker is placed on a chain, that means you also have to make a chain. So here we chained 2 for the turning chain. We're going to add 1 chain. So yarn over and pull through, just like this. Once you're done doing that, you're going to remove your stitch marker and place it in this new chain you just made, just like this. So because this counts as the first stitch of the round, what we're gonna do is skip the chain where the stitch marker was, and we're gonna make a double crochet in the stitch right after. So we're gonna yarn over, skip the chain here, and make a double crochet in the next stitch right in here. Just like this. And we're still going to be working with the same pattern, which is to make 7 double crochets, chain 1, 7 double crochets, chain 1. So now we've made 1, we have 6 more to go. Once you've made your 7 double crochets, you're going to chain 1. You're going to skip the chain here and make a double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over, skip the chain here, insert your hook in the next stitch to make your double crochet like this, and make a total of 7 double crochets again. Now that we're done making 7 double crochets, we're going to chain 1 and repeat the same pattern. So go ahead and repeat this all around your work, and I'll see you guys when I reach the end over here. I'm almost done making my second round. So here I'm going to make my last double crochet. So I'm going to take my stitch marker off and make my double crochet in that stitch. I'm going to take back my blue stitch marker and put it in my last stitch over here. And now the last step we have to do is slip stitch to finish this round. So what we're going to do is slip stitch in this third chain. So you can take off the stitch marker, insert your hook through the third chain like this, yarn over, pull through, and pull through again to make a slip stitch. Take back your stitch marker and place it back in the third chain, just like this. So we're now done with round 2. To start round 3, we're going to turn our work. So right now my blue stitch marker is facing my right hand and my yellow stitch marker is towards my left hand. So now we're gonna turn our work. Now my yellow stitch marker is facing my right hand and my blue stitch marker on my left. Now because the stitch marker on our left is placed on a double crochet, we're only going to chain 2, not 3. So anytime you start a new round and your stitch marker is placed on a double crochet, you have to chain 2. And anytime you start a new round and your stitch marker is placed on a chain, you're gonna chain 3. I really hope this is clear. So now because our stitch marker is placed on a double crochet, we're gonna chain 2. So yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. So to continue, we're going to make a double crochet where this stitch marker is. So we're gonna take it off and make a double crochet where that stitch marker was. We're gonna take the stitch marker back and put it back here in the first stitch. So that's 1, and we're gonna make 6 more double crochets to have a total of 7. So here I have 7 double crochets. Next step is to chain 1 and continue by making 7 double crochets. So we're gonna skip the chain here and insert our hook in the next stitch, just like this. So again, continue making this pattern all around until you reach your stitch marker. Alright, so here I made 7 double crochets and I have one last chain 1 to make, and I know that because I have my stitch marker here on a chain 1. So I'm going to chain 1 here. I'm going to remove my stitch marker and place it back in here in my new chain, just like this. And we do this because we want to get a hole like this. Alright, so now that we're done making our chain, we're going to slip stitch in the first stitch of the round where the blue stitch marker is. So I'm going to insert my hook through there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through again to make my slip stitch. So now we're done with round 3. And for your information, this is a 4 round repeat. This next round, round 4, is going to be a little different, and it's going to be a round of the mesh stitch. As usual, when we're done with a round, we have to turn our work. So now I have my yellow stitch marker on my right and my blue stitch marker on my left. So now I'm going to turn my work. I have my blue stitch marker on my right hand and my yellow stitch marker on my left hand. Now, as usual, because our left stitch marker is on a chain 1, we have to chain 3. So chain 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna take off our stitch marker and put it on the third chain we made, just like this. Now we're gonna repeat the same thing we did before. We're gonna yarn over. We're going to skip the chain over here and make a double crochet in this stitch over here, like this. Now that that's done, we're going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and make a double crochet in the next. So we're going to skip the stitch, insert our hook in the one after, and make a double crochet to make the mesh stitch. Again, chain 1, skip 1, go on to the next, double crochet. Again, chain 1, skip 1, make a double crochet in the next. So go ahead and repeat this all around your bag. And now you can start to notice what the pattern looks like. We get this little square here surrounded by small squares. So here I'm almost done making the mesh stitch all around. So here I'm going to chain 1 again and make my last double crochet in this stitch. So I'm going to take off my stitch marker and make my last double crochet in that stitch. I'm going to take back my stitch marker and place it in my last stitch. To finish this 4th round, we're going to slip stitch in our first stitch, which is this third chain over here. So insert your hook through the chain, yarn over, pull through, and pull through again to make your slip stitch. Alright, so here we're done with round 4 and we have 20 rounds to make, which means that we have to make this 4-row repeat 4 more times. So here, because we're done with this round, we're going to turn our work. Now because the stitch marker on our left is on a double crochet, that means we have to chain 2. So 1, 2. We're now going to restart making 7 double crochets followed by a chain 1. So I'm going to remove this stitch marker, make a double crochet where that stitch marker was, and put back my stitch marker. Now I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook in the chain 1 here to make my next double crochet, just like this, and make my double crochet. And if you find it too hard to insert your hook in the chain, you can always insert your hook in the chain 1 space and make your double crochet like this. It's totally up to you. I prefer to insert my hook in the chain because I feel like it looks a little cleaner, but doing it this way is a lot easier and faster. Okay, here I'm done with my 7 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. So go ahead and do this all around, and I'll see you guys when I reach the end. Alright, so here I'm almost done with my 5th round. I made 7 double crochets here, and I have one last chain 1 to make. So here I'm going to make my chain 1 to be able to make this hole over here. I'm going to take my stitch marker off and put it in this chain 1 over here. Now to end this round, we're going to slip stitch in our first stitch, like this, and now we're done with round 5. To start round 6, again, turn your work. Now because the stitch marker on our left is on a chain, we have to chain 3. Chain 1, 2, 3. And now again we're going to take off our stitch marker, put it in the 3rd chain right in here, and now we're going to make a double crochet in the stitch right after the chain 1 over here, like this, to create this hole. And we're going to continue the same pattern, which is to make 7 double crochets, chain 1, 7 double crochets, so on and so forth. Alright, so as I said before, you have to repeat this 4-row repeat 4 more times for a total of 20 rounds. We've completed 5 rounds, so we have 15 rounds to make. The 3 first rounds are always going to be the 7 double crochets followed by a chain 1, and then the 4th round is going to be a round of the mesh stitch. And again, every time you finish a round, you have to turn your work. If your stitch marker on the left is on a chain, you have to chain 3, and when you start a new round and the stitch marker on your left is on a double crochet, you have to chain 2. So go ahead and complete the body of your bag, and I'll see you guys then. Here I'm almost done. I'm gonna make my chain 1 and make my last double crochet in here. So I'm taking my stitch marker off, making my last double crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch in my chain 3, just like this. Once you're done making your last slip stitch, you're going to chain 1 and pull some yarn, and you're then going to cut the yarn like this. Right now your work should look something like this. So as I said previously, we had to make the 4-row repeat 5 times. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is equal to 20 rounds. So once you're done doing all of your rounds, you're going to be ready to start making the strap. Now what you're going to do is go ahead and grab 4 stitch markers, and I'm going to show you where to place your straps. So I'll consider this being 1 square. If you lay your work flat, you're going to see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 squares facing you. Then you're going to have 1 square in each side, so 1 square here, 1 square here. And if you turn your work, you're gonna have another 6 squares over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go over to our first square here. We're going to grab a stitch marker, and we're gonna put a stitch marker in the 7th stitch. So here's my square. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. I'm going to go up like this and put a stitch marker on the double crochet like this. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the 6th square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this time I'm not going to put a stitch marker here. I'm going to put it right over here. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go up, put your double crochet over here like this. Now we're going to turn our work and repeat the same thing. We have our first square here. Here's my 7th stitch. I'm going to go up, put my stitch marker there. We're going to repeat the same thing on this square. Here's my 7th stitch. I'm going to go upward, put my stitch marker there. And now if you count the stitches that go from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, you should have a total of 23 stitches. Same thing on the other side. If you count the stitches you have from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, you're going to have 23 stitches. Go ahead and make sure you have the right amount of stitches. And now once you're done placing your stitch markers, you're going to be ready to start crocheting the straps. To start making the straps, we're once again gonna have to make a slip knot. So to do that, I grab my yarn and roll it on my 2 fingers like this, making an X shape. Then I grab my hook, pass it underneath here, grab the yarn, turn my fingers and pull. Now you can grab back your work. I'm going to start right over here, and what we're going to do is make 23 double crochets in these stitches. So what I'm going to do is take off my first stitch marker. I'm going to yarn over my hook like this, insert my hook where that stitch marker was, yarn over, pull through, and make my double crochet just like this. So here we have our first double crochet. Next we're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. You can either again insert your hook through the chain like this and make your double crochet, or you can insert your hook in the chain 1 space like this and make your double crochet. It's really up to you. Alright, so that's my second double crochet. I'm going to go over to my next stitch, make a double crochet. So we're basically just going to be making double crochets all across until we reach our next stitch marker. Okay, so here I have one last double crochet to make. So I'm going to take off my stitch marker and make my double crochet in there. So here I have a total of 23 double crochets. To start row 2, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're now going to start decreasing. We're going to decrease 2 times in each row. We're going to decrease 1 time in the beginning of the row and 1 time at the end of the row. To decrease, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Now you're going to yarn over again, insert your hook in the second stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and now you're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. So here's how you make a double crochet decrease. Now we're going to make double crochets all across until we have 2 stitches left. So just continue making double crochets in every stitch until you have 2 stitches left. So here I've made double crochets all across and I have 2 stitches left here at the end, and we're going to make another decrease. So again, you have to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to yarn over again, insert our hook in our last stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through all the remaining loops on your hook. So here we're done with our first row of decreases, and you're going to see that each row that you decrease, you're going to lose 2 stitches. So here on our first row, we had 23 double crochets. On our second row, we now have 21 double crochets. Now in row 3, we're going to be left off with 19 double crochets, so on and so forth. So we're going to keep decreasing until we have 5 stitches left. So again, I'm going to show you how to decrease one last time. To start a new row, you have to chain 2 and turn your work. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. Then you're going to yarn over again, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through all the remaining loops. So here's our decrease. Now we're going to make double crochets all across until we have 2 stitches left. Alright, so here I've made double crochets all across and I have 2 stitches left here, so I'm going to make a decrease, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through the remaining loops. So as I said before, here we have 19 double crochets. So keep on making rows of decreases until you have 5 stitches left. Alright, so here I'm done decreasing and I have 5 stitches left here at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're curious about how many rows you should have a total of 10 rows, but only 9 with decreases. So now that we're done decreasing, what we're gonna do is make 8 rows of 5 double crochets. So we're going to chain 2, turn our work, make 5 double crochets, so here I'm done making 5 double crochets, and we're gonna repeat that 7 more times. So again, chain 2, make 5 double crochets, so on and so forth until you've made 8 rows of 5 double crochets. So here I'm done making my 8 rows of 5 double crochets. So if we recap a little bit, we have our first row here of double crochets, then we have 9 more rows of decreases, and then we have 8 more rows of 5 double crochets. So once you're done doing that, you can pull a little bit of yarn and cut it like this. And so you can now go ahead and make the same thing on the other side. The only thing that's going to be different is that when you're done making all of your rows, don't cut your yarn at the end. So go ahead and do that and come back to the video. I'm now done making my second strap. The next step is going to be to attach these 2 straps together, and how you can do this is just grab your straps like this and align them like this, and now we're gonna slip stitch to attach them together. So what I do is I insert my hook in the back loop of this strap and in the front loop of the other strap. Then I yarn over, pull through, and pull through to make my slip stitch. I then go over to my next back loop and insert my hook through the front loop of the other strap, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Back loop, front loop, yarn over, pull through, pull through. And we're gonna do that 2 more times, here and here. And here's our last one, here, 1, and front loop over here. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. So now our straps are connected. You can now chain 1 and pull some yarn. And you can cut it. What I'm then going to do is make a knot with these 2 tails and weave them in. Now that we're done putting the straps together, we have one last step to make, and this step is optional, and it's going to be to make single crochets all around your strap to make the edges cleaner. So as I said, this is really optional. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I'm going to show you guys how I do this. First, you're going to need to make a slip knot with your yarn. Then you're going to go over to this corner over here and make a single crochet. So I insert my hook here in this corner and I make a single crochet. So I yarn over, pull through. I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 to make my single crochet. Then on this side here, it's going to be pretty easy. We just have to make a single crochet in every stitch. Next, I'm going to make a single crochet in the chain. If you find it easier, you can always make a single crochet in the chain 1 space instead. Like this. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through, make my single crochet. I'm gonna go over to my next stitch, single crochet. So go ahead and make single crochets until you reach the other corner over here. Now when you're done making single crochets here at the bottom, we're gonna start making single crochets on the straps, and it can get a little confusing, but I'll try to explain it as best as I can. What you should basically do is do 2 single crochets per double crochet. So as you guys can see, I have 1 double crochet row here, so I'm gonna make 2 single crochets to equal the length of the double crochet, if that makes any sense. I have 1 little hole here and another hole here, so I'm going to make a single crochet in both of those holes. So 1 single crochet here and 1 single crochet on the other hole over here, like this. Then I'm going to move over to the next row of double crochets and I'm going to find 2 more holes. So right now I'm seeing this one and this one. So this isn't really very specific, but this is how I go about it. So here's my first hole. I'm going to make a single crochet and I'm going to go over to the next hole right next to it, like this. So now I'm going to move over to the next row of double crochets and I'm going to find 2 more holes. So I have 1 here and I have 1 here. So I'm going to make a single crochet in this one and a single crochet in the other hole. So that's pretty much what I do. So you basically have to do this all across your strap until you reach the initial corner we started at. Go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so here I'm done making single crochets all around, and now what we're gonna do is make another single crochet in the same hole we did the first one. Here's where we first inserted our hook in. We're gonna make one last single crochet in there, like this. Now we're gonna pull some yarn and we're gonna cut it. Now you're gonna take your darning needle, pass your yarn through, and you're gonna pass the needle through your first stitch, your first single crochet, like this. And then you're gonna take your needle and pass it in the back loop of your last stitch. So this is my last stitch. I'm gonna pass my needle through the back loop, like this, and you're gonna pull on it pretty tightly. And you're gonna make a knot with the other tail and weave them in. So this is how you make the edges look a lot nicer. So what you can do is go ahead and flip your work and do the same thing on the other side. And once you're done doing that, you're officially done with your project. So once you're done weaving in all of your ends, you're officially done with your bag. I really hope you guys enjoyed crocheting this. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on another video. Bye bye.